and then we'll continue on. But yeah, hello everybody. How are we all doing? We are indeed wearing the goat shirt today. The goated shirt. Absolutely goated shirt. Hope you guys are doing wonderful. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself, Gremlin, in the tournament. Yeah, Legend commentated your tournament, your matches. I remember that. But yeah, welcome guys. We're going to be doing Ungrim. This is obviously on the hardest difficulties, but can be replicated to other difficulties. Welcome in, boys. This right here will be a demonstration of how to min-max and play Ungrim to the greatest. It'll be a bit of a beginner's guide, also just a fun little tag-along. So I hope you're all doing wonderful. Thank you very much for tuning in, and thank you very much for being here. But yeah, I hope you guys had a great fun on the tournament. Yeah, we definitely had a lot of lessons learned from that tournament, so the next one we're going to be doing is even better. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing wonderful. Right, so and yeah, Dizzy Gorich doesn't go into Throt's main army either in campaign for some reason anymore. Right, let's jump into it. So what we'll actually be doing is a little bit of PvP later on, boys. We'll do some PvP later on. Hey, CH, good to see you guys. Worm Garden, good to see you. Lemon, good to see you. Will I edit the stream to be in YouTube as a guide? It's a good idea, honestly. It is a good idea. I probably bloody should. That would be the smartest thing for me to do. But time-wise, I'm struggling to have bandwidth. So I wanted to make sure at least to have this YouTube stream so you guys could follow it. But welcome in. Hope you guys are doing wonderful. I'll take off the camera. The background, should I say. And we'll jump in, and I'll be as educational as I can. And, yeah, hope everyone's doing wonderful. Right, so first and foremost, one of the things you got to remember when it comes to Ungrim is that your troll hammers have been buffed, so that's one of your main sources of damage. You want to get to 8 slayers so you can get your son, Ungrim. And you see here, nice easy fights to begin with. We'll jump in, get them over and done with, just to show how, like, the core concept of how to position your units and things like that. Have you tried sealing the tombs in the Dwarf campaign? Actually, I have, yes. The vampire armies are not too bad that come and attack you. It's definitely not the worst, but it's obviously quite a lot of pressure. Because the main... It's like an ultimate crisis, basically. Oh, like it's like the vampire crisis, basically, what you've got to fight against. Right. Okay, so... El Clasico, obviously we've got a unit that counters this one, so we'll do that. Move forward... one of the weird things with your campaign in the early stages of the game, all you want to do is build as many Dwarf Warriors as possible. Which sounds strange for Ungrim's final, for Ungrim as in general, but due to the fact that they're tier 0 now, it's so good. Let me just draw a line through here as well. Because quite literally all I'm going to do is just attack you guys. You're going to flank around. So always look for opportunities where you can start doing... you know, as much damage as possible with the units that you're specifically utilizing. Hey, Buscanari. Thank you again for all your help on the tournament, Buscanari. How to slay with Balsy? Absolutely. Yeah, but Journey's End makes them so much better. Yeah, I'd have a very hard time believing these guys are not going to wrap before the Slayers get anywhere. But the charge will help them. The charge will definitely help them, so let's now swap targets. We can double up on the Lord, and then you go around for these guys. Nice and simple. And that's just playing towards my victory conditions. We don't want to have the Slayers fighting in combat for too long there, as they'll just take a lot of damage. Since my Slayer has been targeted, we'll actually pop the item. Run around here. Always gets deleted, but Argo, what I'm going to do today, we're going to show you how to absolutely destroy everything with Ungrim right now. That's fine, you guys can tank briefly. Honestly, a Thunderous Shot could probably do a good work. So what happened here is what you want to try and avoid. If a Lord like this is stuck in between units, I do splash damage, so I'm doing a lot less damage per hit. So you really want to be careful to avoid that. Try and avoid that at all costs if you're able to. But the good news is obviously my Slayers are able to really do work here. Yeah, you see Ungrim's just really struggling to get the damage in. The wire's coming through, but it shouldn't matter, especially with the flank coming through here. Definitely have not played this to the best. Like, I just want to make sure to demonstrate that if you do stack up the way that we did here, you are going to struggle. Just because of the splash damage and the way that most of the Lords work, and obviously it's RNG as well with the hits. So Should be able to kill the Lord. Nice. Big. But no, Ungrim is very, very strong. Ungrim in general is a very, very, very strong Lord. And I think he is arguably, you know, one of the stronger starts at the moment because his snowball potential is fantastic, especially with the new units. Pretty much any Dwarf Lord right now, you pretty much want to just rush gyrocopters. Thorgrim's actually one of the weaker ones because he doesn't start at tier 2. He's one of the very few dwarfs that don't start at tier 2, which is surprising. You know, he's the High King. You'd expect him to start at tier 2. It's mental. Absolutely mental. And Jimmy, you'd do it. What do you mean, Jimmy? Do they chance? Do they change the copters apparatus? They did, yes. The gyrocopters get more entities and do a lot more damage now. So you always want to do it. What's AMA? It's Ask Me Anything. Franz is a tier 1er as well. Yeah, it makes sense for Franz. But because around the time period of when Franz takes over is when he just dealt with the rebellion after he went and beat up a lot of greenskins. And dealt with a lot of threats, and so that is the reason why Franz probably would start lower tier, because obviously he dealt with a lot of rebellions in the time. Getting value from the cannons, any tips? Best tip I can give you when it comes to utilizing things like that is zoom into the terrain. Honestly, it sounds silly, but legit look at the terrain and see if your unit has the ability to shoot over. Always look at the terrain to see if it's possible. That's one of the things that people don't do enough, and I would highly recommend doing that. Right, we'll get Dwarf Warriors now. Double Slayers, excuse me. Double Slayer in here. And then probably the smartest thing for me to do, actually, is... I would love to get a global recruiting Lord, but I don't think I can, because I'll take a lot less. I'll have a lot less healing. Hey, Chocolate Rain. So one of the main things regarding the Demon Slayer is obviously they get access into Siege Attacker straight away. Which allows you to take over this settlement. But you don't want to start recruiting until a little bit here. I go straight into growth because I think it's really nice. The speed won't really do anything for a little bit of time anyway, because we're not going to be fighting enemies that are actually going to make a difference just yet. Obviously there's value in going double Slayers here. Maybe delaying... I might go off script and cook up a bit here. I'm going to cook a little bit here, boys. I'm going to go off script. I think this is worth it. Nah, the Dwarf Warriors would be way better in thingies. No, we won't go off script. I don't think it's worth it. Yeah, Andres. Best way to go with Research T? I honestly think going Research and Growth is huge. Because of Growth has such... you have such garbage ability to gain growth in the early stages of the game as Dwarves. So, rush your growth, and one of the biggest things as well... Oops, if I can spell... is the Autonomy of the Holds. Autonomy of the Holds is these two right here will hard carry your early game because of the way that dwarves struggle with growth. Because the second you start getting higher tier settlements as the dwarves, you will just absolutely snowball everything because your economy is fantastic, which then leads into getting more Oath Gold as well. Because most of the time you want to make sure that you got growth in there, and then you want to go and grab yourself the ones that gives you Oath Gold because you can start printing off some really, really fantastic items. Especially since the tankard now only requires beer, and you can easily do that. But yeah, make sure to go the engineering building, and then start recruiting some Slayers over here. We'll delay the recruitment of the secondary lord, and we'll start getting global recruitment with them. The dwarves now are an S tier faction. I would say so. I think the dwarves are exceptionally powerful, but obviously there's some tweaks that need to happen. Hey Val, to the Age of Reckoning anyway. Okay, Gremlin, that is something that I didn't need to know. They've always been S tier? Liquid Truth? Yeah, I would agree with that. They've always been exceptionally powerful. And obviously this really, really escalates it. It's random. Well, it certainly is random, lad. So you go for clans research then? Yeah, what I would do personally is get the inventory speed. The inventory speed will always be good. But rushing towards the growth is really nice. Plus getting more relationship with all the relative folks nearby will never be a bad thing. Let's go another double Slayer action. And then we'll attack the settlement next turn. And then I'm going to get the Demon Slayer in here. Fortunately, no decent traits, but we'll go triple Slayer here. Which will then unlock Ungrim, which will be nice. As we can secure that next turn. We're obviously going a heavy amount into Slayers here, so what I probably might want to do is potentially try Grimnir's Heirs, but I think we're going to be wanting to utilize the secondary army to deal with these guys up north. I'd much rather do that. So yeah, obviously we've got Ungrim, we need 4 more Slayers, and we're recruiting 2 here, and recruiting 3 here. So Ungrim's going to get unlocked into Ungrim's army. Ungrim's going to be critical for the early skirmishes that we can have access to, as you just do so much goddamn damage with them. Have you tried doing the Skaven Rush as Belagar after the update? I have, and not really. I mean, the only difference now is you get massively punished for obviously trying to make your way over to, you know, Catacate Peak due to the Age of Reckoning. But if you play it like half rush, it's more recommended. You know, still build up your economy, still do everything you can there. Just don't rush. You know, don't force yourself to be rushed. Is the main thing. Because you've got to be really careful. Because right now you will bait yourself into trying rushing it. Don't fully understand it. So basically, the Age of Reckoning system, the way it functions right now is you need grudges to obtain specific bonuses within your Age of Reckoning. And grudges right now scale depending on how many factions that you know. And so the more factions that you have met through quest battles, through alliances, through conquesting, Age of Reckoning scales with that. And so as you can see here, we have 3,000 current grudges. Most of the other factions have 2,600, but due to the fact that we have an enemy to the north, which is greenskins, and an enemy to the south, which is greenskins, it increases and scales up your grudges requirements by that amount. Skirmish cavalry is kind of annoying. But it should be fine. One thing we could have done, actually, which is a mistake by me, is putting the Dragon Slayer in. But due to the fact that I'm relatively comfortable with how I'm playing this, I would rather utilize the Dragon Slayer in the secondary army. It's going to make my life a little bit harder with Ungrim in some of these fights, but I think it'd be worth it overall. Yeah, Anthony. It doesn't scale down in the later game when factions are destroyed, it just keeps going up. Well, it scales down depending on how much of a percentage you get for the Age of Reckoning. So let's say you get 40% of 50,000, let's say. In the next one, you'd expect it to be like 30,000. So it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Explain the mass grave mechanic for the vampires. Basically what happens there is depending on the entities that die within combat, it scales up the sort of things you're expecting to get from it. So the more bodies, the more things that die in battle, the more high tier units you'll have access to. I know they did nerf it a little bit back, but basically the TLDR is the more things that die, the more you get access to really good stuff. As I know that in recent times, you can still get some really, really good tiered units. Because a lot of people, what they'll do is, they'll send in, you know, a crap stack per se, like an army of zombies or an army of skeletons against an army, and just let them all die. Just specifically to get access into a body pile that can give you mortis engines and can give you all sorts of good stuff. But it definitely does scale down depending on your performance. But we've seen in the latest hotfix patch notes thingy that they're intending on nerfing it, which is fantastic. Let me pull these guys around with shift right. So what I've done there is just a shift right click to make them walk that way. I'm gonna move up these slayers as well, just in case these guys get a little bit cheeky. Good news is for me that they're basically skirmishing right in front of where I can attack them. And as we know, we've got Journey's End here, so just making sure that we're just covering our side with these slayers. They can hold here because one of them's both are a melee, so let's grab you then. And let's make sure these guys are guard moded. We don't want them moving too far up, pull you back. And make these guys further rank deep so they have more mass if they try and charge into them. This is your job on the left flank then. You should be fighting forward. Yes, you are. Make sure that these guys are indeed... Yeah, this is why we have the Slayers holding the flanks here. Same situation up here, so let's just kite back a little bit. Your job is now to deal with the ranged units. Your job is to sign engage. Same with Ungrim now. And then I need to get the Slayers around to the archers. I'm going to pull one of you guys ahead, and then the other one can hold. Start shooting the archers. I'm going to get a couple of them engaged, because I think we should be okay now. The Slayers in the back line are going to get shot to death, but this is buying all the space that we needed. The objective here is to just buy space, like you can see here. We will get a bit of attrition, but that's expected when utilizing Slayers. Let me get additional attack over there. So one of the things you've always got to remember when it comes to playing the Dwarves is, what is my victory condition within this battle? My victory condition within this battle is just ensuring that I'm enabling my backline units to do as much damage as they possibly can do, while also trying to lock down any of the ranged units that they have access to. So it's one of those things where I may take unfavorable trades briefly, but the objective of that is to ensure that I can then start making more favorable trades for myself. For example, here I'm breaking through the middle line to ensure that the rest of my units can actually push through here. And obviously the Dwarf Warriors' responsibilities are specifically to enable that, because they're holding a lot more units. Nice. Yeah, Goblins are doing a great job, annoyingly. So they've tried and failed. Let's pull these Slayers up now. So we're going to have a couple of them that have taken a lot of damage, but now, as you can see, broken through here, and Ungrim's responsibility should be to chase that Goblin Lord down. Yeah, El Clasico situation of just ensuring that I'm utilizing the strength where I can. It's the same concept with the multiplayer, you know, ensuring that the value you're obtaining is the maximum you possibly can do, because otherwise you're putting yourself in a really bad spot here. So identifying the unit that's the most threat, dealing with the unit with the most appropriate resource is one of the main things you want to try and attempt. So that's going to start breaking. The lines will start breaking soon, but that's okay. We've still got an insane amount of room to breathe in relation to a lot of my range units here, and we should be able to shoot these guys down nicely. Get the ones retreating in the back. Get the archers as well, because the archers are the only problem here. Let's wrap these guys around, because the goblins are just not a threat. Let's pop his axe there as well. So the good news is we can obviously we can fight in melee a little bit here. We're going to lose one of the Slayers, but that's okay, because we have a threshold of 1 Slayer loss to ensure that we get Gyrocopter next turn. So just making sure to play around that if I can. Ooh, these guys are getting low as well, so I'm going to be careful. We are in a situation where Arm loss bonus should be relatively close. I think the General's the only reason they haven't lost. They haven't routed yet. I'm going to try and just utilize my Slayer's speed to wrap them up, and then use a Rune of Speed to cover them. Keep in mind, any speed additives is based on the base speed of the unit. Not many people know that. So anytime you increase the speed of a unit, it's always based off the base value first. Seal them. Nice, getting a few hits into there. That's what we wanted. I really am surprised. I would have expected those to rout by now. Just trying to break up the formations here, but the bloody Shaman's doing a fantastic job of evading me here. Absolutely fantastic job of evading me here. Once we get the Journey's End upgrade, we'll have a lot easier time dealing with armies like these. As obviously, when you lose entities, you know, your threshold of being able to do damage decreases quite a lot. Yeah, this Goblin has literally just evaded me the entire time. Well played to him. But now our front line can actually start getting some damage in here. We might lose we may very well lose the threshold of being able to get Gyrocopter next turn. Unless I recruit locally. That would work too. Nice. We've actually stopped him now, so this is army loss bonus now. Looking at what's just happened there, that I would assume army loss bonus is going to happen very soon. Very, very soon. So obviously we're fighting with significantly less numbers. Jesus, you are so evasive. Classic Gobbos, man, I'm telling you. At least it's lawful, eh? At least it's lawful. Can't be annoyed at that. Yeah, there you go, army loss bonus. Just need a couple more hits into the Goblin Shaman there. Nice. How'd the tournament go? It was great, man. I was good at the commentary. Oh, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I love commentating. You know, fun fact about me, if you guys don't know, I used to play League of Legends semi-professionally, and I actually trained to try and be a shoutcaster for League. So I've always got the commentary stuff in my blood, so I always really enjoy it. I always really do enjoy doing commentary, and My next tournament, I'm intending on making it even bigger. I'm going to put up a really big cash prize for the pro players to play on it. I'm going to give them months in advance, and I'm going to say to them, boys, it's going to be a hybrid between land battle and domination. So what I'm going to want to see is train as much as you can in the next couple of months, and I'll make it worthwhile for a cash. I'll make it worthwhile. And you reduce your cooldown on the runesmith time to make Thoric and meme stack more. Yeah, Fal, it's crazy. Am I a genius at gaming? No, I'm just a guy that I'm just a guy that puts the hours in, you know? Anyone has the capabilities of getting good at a game if you put the hours in. Like, I almost failed my university degree. I'm not even legit almost failed my university degree because I played League too much. Right. I actually have no Dwarf Warriors, but we will be recruiting quite a few of them. So, Ungrim is going to be unlocked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, Ungrim's going to get unlocked. We're going to get gyrocopters next. This army's looking really good to take over on this side. And all we need to do is just print in some Axe Lords here. I'm going to go 1 into Axe Lord and 1 into Grimnir's Heir to allow them to do more damage. And then Wrath of Ruin's huge. Sharpened Weapon comes in next level. We could, in theory, put the Dragon Slayer in now. A little bit of a mistake by me. Maybe putting in the Dragon Slayer would have been better. Because obviously we're missing replenishment, so we're missing probably the best part of 10% replenishment here. So maybe, depends on how how much attrition you take in the early game, decide if you should put the Dragon Slayer in Ungrim's Ari. Because I definitely took a fight that probably you shouldn't, I would say. But obviously it paid off because, you know, using the fundamentals of the fight there helped a lot. Ensuring that all the units that I was attacking were the ones that needed to, were the most threatening, right? But yeah, we'll see what the Age of Reckoning stuff happens. Join the guest host as well. Oh, thanks, Demon. I appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, I had so much fun with that tournament, man. As long as you guys enjoyed it, you know. The best part was a sponsor, such a handsome lad. Yeah, I was very lucky to get a sponsor like him. Seemed like a nice guy. No, I really enjoy doing tournaments like that, and I intend on making more of them. We learned a lot from that tournament, so the main goal now is to loop in with Torin and get feedback from him on how we can do it better.
To die in battle.
Trying to remember, we have gone into Route Marcher, haven't we? Yeah. So I should be able to walk over here and then recruit another Dwarf Warrior. I'll recruit 2 more Dwarf Warriors, excuse me. And we'll get Ungrim in here as well for the replenishment. Which means now I'm going to move over yonder. Ah, shoot, I should have recruited the Demon Slayer, the Dragon Slayer, excuse me, the previous turn. The Grimnir is a really nice trait. And then now let's get 2 gyrocopters, and then we'll recruit 2 more Dwarf Warriors, and we'll send this guy off in his merry way. It is a little bit of a riskier start. Obviously, we go for a split start. You know, sometimes if you're not comfortable with the split start specifically, I wouldn't recommend it, but we'll also grab a Master Engineer as well. For the artillery, it would be quite nice. Resistances doesn't really matter, but we'll grab that one, because you'll fit in the army as well, matey, because of the movement speed. So this secondary army is now actually scaling up really nicely. The fights we're going to be doing over this side should give us enough gold, and we should have enough movement just to reach here. Because the engineer leveling up as well is going to be really nice for me, as engineers become a bit of a powerhouse the more experience you get them. 200 range for Empire Handgun is nice. Yo, James, what's up, handsome? On the 3rd age, I can just finish the quest battles in 128k to Confed. Yeah, it's mental. I've got a 3080 and a Ryzen 5700K. I've got a reasonably decent PC. I bought it a long time ago for streaming. But when there was a chip shortages is when I got mine, annoyingly. Can always movement cheese if not. Yeah, but I'd rather showcase a, you know, a more consistent way for anyone to do it, if possible. So I'm almost certain we've done this quite a few times. We should have enough range. I didn't end up declaring war on the vampire there because they'll just run away. I'm pretty sure once they see you, they just run back to where they were. If they... yeah, they've run back. To begin with, I was like, what the hell are these guys doing? Right, nice. Now I'm going to go with the speed because I'm going to need it. And then we're going to go attacking here. So it's crazy there's only 3 grudges on this guy. We could go Pyrrhic, but I want to demonstrate how the siege functions and what you need to do for it. As you can see, we've got the Dwarf Warriors for the front line. We've also got Ungrim as well coming in with the Hurricane of Death, but keep in mind these guys are very squishy, so you want to be careful of them. You want to be very, very careful of them. Look in the hose, yeah. We have all the tools we need to do this fight successfully. I mean, all we need to make sure to do is get the Thunderers up on the wall and secure them, get the Dwarf Warriors in to tank the majority of the damage, and get the Slayers in as a flanking force. As we should be able to have a few of them at least on another angle. Especially with Journey's End, like 2 relatively fresh Slayers should be able to flank on the other side. And plus, I would hardly doubt they'll put resources on that side either. So what makes Ungrim so unbelievably potent is the fact that your Slayers can fight for so long. And it obviously includes the Doomseekers as well. Super as friends. Orcux, what we'll do is it depends if people want me to do like a friends one next. I'd happily do streams individually of how to do a really, really good campaign for whatever faction it is. As I've played enough of the new patch to know what works well where. Right, so it'll be you two on this side. Want to help Boris? No, you don't want to help Boris. Rush towards Kemler. Give yourself a little bit of room to breathe. Make sure to rush Kemler. Is the better suggestion. Move over to the right hand side here. Wow, just these 2 Slayers have taken this many resources away from them. Like, look at this. This is insane. That is absolutely wild. This is the amount of resources they moved away from me. Which means it's so much easier for me to pull over here because they have limited range fire. So with that in mind, I need to take advantage of the situation. Let's get Dwarf Warriors straight on the walls. So this is one of those things where you have to, I guess, it's subjective to the campaign you're playing, right? And it's subjective to the battle that you're doing. But always make sure that you're reactive to what the AI is doing. Because obviously this is where you can start taking the biggest advantages. I'm going to run these Slayers all the way over this side. We're going to climb the walls over here. Or we can destroy the gatehouse. That works too, honestly. But if they're coming off the walls, I can go straight to the gatehouse here. Yeah, I'm going to do that. It might force them to transition towards going up on the gatehouse again. But my goal here is to confuse them. My goal is to confuse the AI as much as possible. I'm going to get these 2 back here and stop firing, but Quarrelers, I'm more than okay with that. Whatever the Quarrelers do, I'm going to be okay with it. As long as the archers aren't on top of the gatehouse, because they can most of the time they shoot down on you, which is really annoying. But as you can see here, there's nothing really that can stop me from doing this. I'm going to pull these guys back away from fire. And then we're going to basically utilize these Quarrelers as a way to support them here. So they've opened the gates, which is really annoying, as I don't obviously want to go in there. Slayers are now putting pressure on this side, which is what we want. I'm going to group them now, and we won't guard mode them. It'll take them a bit of time to get through there. Obviously, they don't have significant amounts of single target damage. If they're doing this, we can definitely try and shoot through it. We'll move back away from the archers as well. There's a potential chance we can actually start shooting through this gatehouse here, because these guys have enabled us to do so. I think they have. So I'm happy with that. If they're giving us opportunities to do shots through here, you know, I'm not going to say no to that. And especially if they're blobbing up like this for me. So once again, just understanding what the AI is doing and taking advantage of how they're playing it is one of the biggest factors of how you can do well in sieges and just in general fighting. You want to see what the AI is doing and then punish it wherever possible. This is an El Clasico here, lads. Let's have a look over here again. Yep, so once again we fooled them to go off of the off this point here, because when you attack a gatehouse, the AI instantly tries to react towards it, and most of the time it is not a good thing to do. Okay, that's really unfortunate that Ungrim can't get through here. Okay. It's it's so weird that we can do this, but we'll be able to basically utilize our Dwarf Warriors to come down here. Yeah, Ungrim's going to take a lot of damage, unfortunately. I'm going to send my units down. Get these guys guard moded, get you guard moded, and just try and focus on what's annoying us, and then pull down. There is a tower that's being built there now, but I'm not too worried about it. Garagrim's in a perfect situation to absolutely smoke whatever's closest to him. This will kill even trolls, by the way. I think this honestly probably has enough to have a DPS to kill even trolls. Let's put it to the test. Yep. Even you can kill trolls. So as long as you're positioning that correctly, you will be able to kill trolls with it. Which is insane. That's just trying to make sure you're getting the most value out of your lords here. So we're pushing those archers back, and we're going to go flank from behind here now. And then now, what that does is enables me to basically tell the Thunderers to get on the walls here now. And then say, for the exact same thing, is get these guys on the walls now. Because since these are like gunpowder-esque units, they are obviously really bad at doing damage to things within sieges, but if you can give them elevation, like putting them up here, they'll do even more damage. It's crazy. Yeah, I do quite enjoy sieges. It's almost like, you know, for me, sieges is like a dance with how the AI is playing it. You know, you've got to play smart. Nice with free control or something. Man. And make sure you're spamming out your runes of wrath because it's basically free damage. There is no defined cap to how many you can use. It's just literally the cooldown. And then once we get up here, we'll do a lot of damage. So yeah, snuck into there because of the speed. And then we're going to wait for the Slayers to start moving in because they'll take damage. They'll take a lot of damage for no reason, so I'm going to have to be relatively wary of them. We can see the first wire coming off, which is huge, which now means we can probably chase the Lord that's on the wall. We don't have any visibility of archers just yet, but I will try and sneak these guys in because obviously they still are in a really good position. We can start shooting down here while the opportunity to do so. Oh, can these guys not climb? That's fine, let's move through. I guess that makes sense. Wait, can you go on the wall? Can I put you on the ladders? Yeah, they can climb. What are they yapping on about? Get on the walls. Alright, start shooting through here. I need Garagrim's ability back up, so let's send him in. Ungrim can probably smoke this nerd. Garagrim should be able to as well. Hold on. You're you're a small entity, so utilizing the axes if they're in here is going to be huge. Big. And then now, like I said, we've got elevation up here, so it's huge. Yeah, look at this. Screw it, I'm just going to go full wombo combo. Father and son absolutely wailing on an orc. You're not ashamed of that just Joey, brother. Ah, it's a giant battle. Beautiful. Grubby scum. You will perish. Beautiful. Get the next layer of Dwarf Warrior in there. Get the Thunderers shooting the trolls here, actually. They're doing that. Right. Let's capture this one. She's getting shot up for no reason. We're going to go down this way. As that'll avoid most of the threats here. Trolls are routing. This is the responsibility of the Slayers now. Let's move through here. Yeah, this is just an absolute slaughterfest for me. Yeah, it's unfortunate that we're not going to be able to get back onto these guys, so maybe we go this way. And then you guys run this way. Hit with the old bait and switch. El Clasico, boys. Hit him with the El Clasico. Yeah, we might be able to get them into there. I wonder if you don't actually attack them, but run in towards them if they're still trying to evade you. We can see, though. Yeah, I'm going to go onto the left-hand side here. Really nice barricade positioning from the AI here. It's unfortunate that they're not going into my death box anymore. Can't really blame them, though, can we? Can't really blame them an awful lot. Yeah, he did a duel. Are they Father and Son? Didn't know that? Yes. Yeah. Father and Son, Garagrim Iron Fist and Ungrim Iron Fist. It's what makes Ungrim's campaign even that much better. As they are indeed related. I'm going to utilize these guys to shoot this barricade. I'm going to see how much damage we do to it. This is more out of intrigue than anything. Slayers are very good, yeah. Individual Slayers are very, very powerful. Well, especially with Ungrim, anyway. Especially with Ungrim. I don't think we win that fight over there, but we'll see. We'll send him in. He's the Daddy Slayer King. Damn it, ladder ladders. I'm really hopeful for when the ladder changes come into play, because right now, obviously, the way the sieges function is not ideal, because if there's a ladder currently there, they'll try and prioritize it, but the intention is to remove that ladder priority for next one of the next siege changes, which would be nice. Joy sieges versus vampire counts, if any of these in the mindset of models. Yeah, no, definitely I would agree to that. It's very easy to like choke out the vampires in relation to sieges, because it's like you can take them apart bit by bit, right? Nice. Another situation here. Great flank. And then we're going to want to push to the left now. Take that barricade out. Avoid this death trap here. Wa has just come out as well, which is huge for me. Absolutely beautiful. I'm surprised that these Orc boys with that Wa didn't do enough damage to then recover from that. We're going to make sure to avoid this death trap here. It's one of the biggest mistakes you can do on this settlement. Because when you attack them at this point, they'll always set this up. No matter how you deploy, no matter how you do it, 9 times out of 10 they'll set up something akin to that. So just be wary of that. Be very wary of it, and be aware of them doing it. So all we'll do is avoid going into their kind of like their little death trap. Even attacking this is bait. No point doing that. Even attacking that is absolutely bait. Let's move in. I'm going to avoid shooting the tower because we're just going to get rid of the tower just by capturing the point. I'm more than happy for these guys to sacrifice themselves to keep these guys held here. The main point now, the main thing we need to do is just ensure we're grabbing the point. So let's put pressure on the point now, and if they're giving me that room to breathe, it's huge. It's literally exactly what we need. Just that little bit of room to breathe, because a lot of their resources have been sent that way. And you've got to keep in mind as well, once we take a centralized location like this, it's actually quite easy to set up my my shots as well. Very easy to set up a lot of the shooting potential that I have. Will Slayers always kill a model on death? Or just do damage? It depends on what they're fighting, right? It depends completely on what they're fighting. I know Journey's End, Death Blow, it just, yeah, once they get lower HP, they get more availability of damage. I think it's an upgrade that allows them to do damage when they die. Or it might be SFO specific. But I know the mechanic you mean. Tried the Ghost and Felix battles with Gromby yet? Had to replay it like 5 times. Yeah, you basically need to utilize, you have to have early gyrocopters, because if you do any damage to the Alurises, they run towards your main army. So you can set up your main army without having to run forward too much. Obviously, you're going to have to go protect Gotcha and Felix, but yeah. Yeah, Dave. You just got to be a little bit cautious, you know? Nice. You're right, they've even lured the Lord out of there as well. This is huge for me. Nice. Now let's go murder those poor archers. Yo, Grom, how we doing, handsome? Gyro only ammo for that quest, and it worked very well. Yeah, gyrocopters are insane. The new gyrocopters are incredible. It's what makes the dwarves so much better now. Hold on, let me grab a few of these units and come up this way, actually. Just so I can stop the flank happening over here with the archers. I'm not going to utilize this. I'm pretty sure it does friendly fire, so gotta be very, very careful. And that's ammo loss bonus. So that right there, obviously I wasn't talking to chat too much, so I do apologize, guys, but that right there is how you can dissect the siege up to make it as easy as possible for yourself, right? That's the kind of stuff that I want to showcase. Just dissecting up the siege wherever you can do, and making it really, really easy, because you can do the exact same thing with the secondary army against Azag. One to 10, how easy would you say it is? I would probably say, if you're smart, I'd say like a 9, honestly. If you know how to play the dwarves and you understand the core concept of what I'm doing in this little beginner's bit, this little beginner's guide per se, I would say like a 9 if you follow what I do here. Yeah, like literally a 9, 9.5 if you follow exactly what I'm showing. Which is the reason why I'm doing this stream, you know? I'm having the video for YouTube. Because I've played a lot of Ungrim recently. I think Ungrim is ridiculously powerful now. There's very few things that can contend with him now. Especially since he gets gyrocopters. He can get gyros instantly. And then we're going to go into some Dwarf Warriors. This guy is going to recruit some gyrocopters. And then, if I'm not mistaken, if I go over here and increase mobility, I think we can attack the settlement next turn. And then we're going to put you in here as well. We need 4 gyrocopters because that's enough to pincer any general. Are we taking the Slayer oath? Oh, we're taking the oath, alright. We are taking the oath of murder. So I need to make sure that I have made more money. So this is one way of doing it. 1.2k. Yeah. Hopefully they've fixed the... I'm pretty sure the bug still exists where... If I do that, what's the money? Yeah, it's not enough. It's not good enough to declare war on you. That'd be such a pain in the nuts. We might be able to speak to you. How much money would you give me for attacking the vampires? A good amount, actually. I just need to make sure that I have enough money here. I need multiple turns. This I'm fine with, because he's going to be attacking this settlement no matter what anyway, so doing that declare war is completely fine. Dryter is not worth to declare war on. Could declare war on Ostermark, but I got a non-aggression, I believe, with him. Yeah. Could declare war on this. With a 442. The Dowie are not going to like the fact that I've traded with them, but that should be enough to sustain us through the next turn. Because we actually do need to replenish. And from a going into the tech perspective, honestly, since we've got so many Slayers, this might not be terrible, but I'm going to go into the Axe Lord because I need a front line. My damage already is more than sufficient. So, yeah, never underestimate the damage you're already doing. Just having a little bit of tankiness with the Dwarf Warriors is going to be more than applicable here. So right now, our prices have increased by 600 or so we might not have enough money and it might give us the attrition.
Yes?
But we'll see. It's a giant battle. Hit him with a cheeky save and then end turn. Double empower the guilds. We'll put in growth when we get the opportunity to do so. Because like I said, there's a weird replenishment bug right now. With the engineer, we should have enough movement to attack this next turn. And plus, we've done the big brain thing of putting this specific Dragon Slayer in, Demon Slayer. Apologies. We'll have the movement to do so. We have the movement to do so. Have you gotten the crowd at all? Is it insane how power group when it gets maxed out? It is insane. I actually did a stream with the maxed out crown and it was insane. Yeah, for God's sake, it did it again. So this is the... I'm pretty sure it replenished, so it's not bugged. I'm pretty sure they all did heal. But yeah, you can see here we can attack this straight away because obviously this guy has Siege Attacker. And this is the only Lord that I'm aware of that's not a Legendary Lord that has Siege Attacker. It's insane. And so now we're going to be attacking this settlement. Azag will be 3 turns away. So in 3 turns, he's going to attack us, so we'll have to keep in mind that's going to happen. But this, welcome to Asalia, gentlemen. The gyrocopters are one of the most broken things you guys will ever use. Players have always got red economy. This is only because we've got 2 armies really early on. But I'll show you why it's worth it. I will show you exactly why it's worth it, my friend. Does he get on a Wyvern? He does, but it'll take him a while to get it. It'll take him a while to get it. Also, let me put the chats back on. As I turned it off at the tournament. Is it a gold mine? He does have gold mine settlements, yeah. What we could do... This covers this side. Honestly, it's always most effective to attack on this angle. Because you can avoid the fort towers instantly. So let's chuck you guys here. Chuck you boys here. Do you have any... Yes, you got restock already. Oh man, it's just GG. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to group these guys into 1, because Shift 1 actually does the bombs. So by having somebody on the 1, hotkey, it'll bug it. So now just sit back and relax while I just dissect their army up. How am I, David? I'm doing well. How are you, bud? Welcome to, yeah, an incredibly overpowered weapon that you have access to tier 2. Let me move that a little bit. Just need to avoid their archers and that's all. Settlements are good. Not incredible, honestly. Not incredible. Good amount of money, though. Caracate Peaks. Honestly, the way that the old world mod does the map for Caracate Peaks is amazing. Welcome to the Dowie Air Force. Absolutely. I mean, the crazy thing is we have so much ammunition as well. Hey, Kantash. As long as I'm avoiding fighting the archers over that side, we're fine. Would you recommend putting Slayer infantry units in Malachi's army? Would you go for units with shields to protect the infantry? Honestly, a couple Slayers are so important, if I'm honest with you. A couple Slayers are so important purely because of the fact that Dwarf Warriors can't do what Slayers can do. And that's be a very fast nuisance, right? You need something that has speed to protect stuff, because Dwarves are typically quite slow. And by having something with a lot of speed, you can put them in positions where your artillery are better protected. So you'll want a couple Dwarf Warriors or Longbeards, Ironbreakers for your front line, but you want to make sure that you at least have a good amount of, you know, Slayers, because they'll buff them as well. And thank you, Kantash. I appreciate you, buddy. The Brimstone guns I won't recommend. The problem I have with the Brimstone guns right now is that they don't have enough ammunition. Thank you, Norris, bud. And plus, you give such insane buffs to the Slayers as well. Malachi gives an insane amount of buffs to Slayers. It's always worth using them. Right, so, what I should have been doing from the beginning, which is my mistake, guys, is battering this gate down as well. I'm not going to use the ladders. Do pretty nice damage. They do, but not very good damage against armored. It's just the ammunition is the problem, right? I can almost guarantee you I would never use I would never use Brimstones unless it was given to me straight away. Like, Malachi gets it from his invention. That's the only reason I would use them. Obviously, it's very nice that they get minus leadership, but that's just literally all they do, really. So let me make sure I'm topping up ammunition where possible as well, because ammunition is balance of power, as we know. Gyro Bombers. Gyro Bombers are good. I'd recommend Gyro Bombers. Now, the difference, right, between the gyrocopters, the main difference for me is that the gyro bombers can do insane damage to infantry with the bombs. It's ridiculous. Right, let's move in with the infantry. We should be fine with it. Let me go melee mode. And let me just quickly go in here. One ball in the trolls, pull back, and then bait their archers in. Because they built this barricade for some reason, which is huge for me. What we'll do is we'll go bully the general over here. Since we're firewall moving as well, which is huge. Gyrocopters didn't have that before. We'll just legitimately bully this guy. And then split up. Because obviously we've got loads of Slayers here that can do a great job of pushing them and killing them very fast. He actually did move into our minimum range of engagement. Smart of him, actually. I don't know if that was quite smart of him doing that. Yeah, he ran towards our minimum range of engagement, which meant that we couldn't kill him. Or shoot him, excuse me. Let's move you over. Let's set up to do the bomb runs here. Set up to do the bombing runs here, but we'll alt move on top of them, honestly. It'll make it a lot easier. We'll slow down as well as we do this. Alt move like this. Move you there. And we'll do a double drop. And then move you back. And then move you away from the archers. Grab you guys, move forward from them. Alt move just a little bit further like this one so I can get the bombs accurate. Bada bing, bada boom, just like that. And then same over here. Move you there, move you there. Alt move you into position. Like so. And then drop death upon them. Same again with you guys. Alt move on top of the target. And just like that, ammo loss bonus. Minimal casualties as well. Exceptionally minimal casualties. It's the reason why gyrocopters are insane. You can do any early game siege with them. They are unbelievably good. I go 700 value, 1000 value, 1.1k, 600 value. Crazy. Like, my army is actually big. Like, this is too big of an army. I could do it with way less. You could do it with just 4 gyrocopters and a couple slayers. Slayers seem to lose value later in the game. After the early game, do you recommend using base slayers or upgrade to Doomseekers? Upgrade 100%. Upgrade 100%. Because you got to keep in mind, the Doomseekers will always facilitate a niche that the normal slayers cannot, which is killing infantry. You generally cannot kill infantry with normal slayers very well. They'll do it, but it's not as good. Doomseekers are so powerful. Stellar Lord, a unique one. Why is it Siege Attacker? Welcome to the power creep of the TOD dwarves. This guy has Siege Attacker. He's a normal Demon Slayer.
Take it for the High King.
He is a normal Demon Slayer. Let's get some Dwarf Warriors in there as well.
Just don't get in my way.
I'm going to go into... Do you know what? I don't even need Route Marcher. Let me go into Fire and Fury for my... Nope, wrong one. Traditional. I want ammunition for my gyrocopters. Gives me another 4. Increase mobility just in case. And replenish troops, please. Right, so... How am I going to do this? Because I need more money.
Fulfill my Slayer oath.
All legendary lords? He's not a legendary lord, he's a normal lord. He is not legendary, he's just normal. Let me show you. He is just one of these. He's just a demon slayer. They have siege attacker. They're just normal dudes. They do be just normal dudes. Well, I guess I could declare war on these guys. They're quite far away. Because I need the money. This stat requires a lot more money. If you're playing it on lower difficulties, it's a lot easier because you get more money. How much would you get for me declaring war on Dripping Fangs? 920? I'm honestly not that worried about the vampires coming towards me. I'll lose a couple of settlements, but I think it's worthwhile because overall I think I'll get a lot of value from it. 900. I mean, even if this guy comes over to my main army, I'll kill him. He'll take Nashrak's lair, which would be annoying. Hold on, how much money do we have? Yeah, we should be okay. I mean, my only worry is that we're not going to get replenishment. Because if it bugs again, it'll do the same thing. Alright, so I need to move to roughly about here.
I'm not gonna die standing here.
And we'll jump over next turn. And then what we'll do is grab the inventory speed. Recruitment cost is meh for now. We'll go into this one. I'm a big fan of the guilds tree. I'm sure as time goes on, I'll probably evolve my opinion there. I could get this... I could demolish this. Because I'm not going to recruit gyrocopters for a while. Yeah. I think that's the way to stop me from bleeding money. That should enable us to replenish properly. I've recruited the engineer. I've got the 4 gyrocopters that I'm going to need. Because I won't be in this province for a long time. So yeah, that's the right play. That is the right play. We could still do the declare war on the vampire. Because it might just give me a lot of money. We'll try and see what we can do without it. Because I need to recruit more Dwarf Warriors in here, and this army's going to be more than okay to deal with everything else. Ungrim's going to jump over to roughly about here, because of the additional movement we have with him. There's going to be an army sitting inside of Mount Gunbad, but we shouldn't need to worry. And then Azag will take this next turn, and then his secondary army that's inside of here will come down this way. So there might be an army that's here, but it should be fine because we're recruiting. Yeah, BOR, what's up, buddy? If it's an intended siege attack and it's cool, I agree. How does Garagrim compare to Ungrim in terms of stats? Garagrim is an infantry killer, Ungrim is a single entity killer. And yes, Wardzer, I am indeed. This is the best Ungrim start you can possibly get. I ain't clickbaiting. I am not clickbaiting. I am demonstrating how you can easily replicate this and just kill both at the same time. So he's taking this one like we said, so that means next turn there'll be somebody over here. And it's going to give us ample amount of time to recover. So like I said, roughly about jumping over here. More than okay that. A couple trolls, 17 units. Mount Gunbad has very minimal units in there as well. Skarsgård's gonna be around here, because normally what he does is he takes this, then takes this.
All here.
It's annoying because it takes Thorgrim ages to declare war on Skarsgård for some reason. Because that would normally be the easiest way of making money. But no. It's too difficult for him to do that. It could be an angle of declaring war on them now.
What's your message?
Because then I can kill this guy for free. And then go back in, recover 2 more Dwarf Warriors. Yeah, I think it makes sense.
Good one.
Actually, no, saying that, he's just going to run away.
Quickly, I've an oath to fulfill.
Yeah. Can I then force march back into home, do you think? Yeah, it should be fine. I don't need to fight that because that's just a super free fight. Due to the fact that we have... Do I go replenishment? Because we only got 500 from that. Yeah, it should be fine. I'll go replenishment just in case. And then we'll force march back into home. Because I don't need to recruit anymore, especially once this garrison recovers. And then what we're going to do is go into more gyrocopter ammo. We're going to go into break open the casks, and we're going to go into Bloodmaster. Ungrim's going to deal with Skarsgård at the same time here. I can't push my luck too much. I'm going to build this growth building though at least. Because we're about to snowball and get quite a lot of armor. And then now you build the Oath Gold. Because the faster we can get tanked, the better. This guy will probably move over to here. And we can do the exact same thing in crushing him. We need to take over this settlement and this settlement to get a higher Age of Reckoning, but right now we got a little bit unlucky due to the grudges of the second army we fought. Oh, we'll update from Chaos Ruby. I haven't, Demon. I can go and I should probably ask him. Isn't Grumbrundle also a strong fighter? Yeah, any of the Slayer-esque dwarves are very, very good at fighting. Is a killing machine with 40 to 50% ward save? I think all Dwarven Lords are really powerful in their own way, right? They all have the capabilities of drain tanking. Like, all of them can sit there and just tank everything with the tankard and use Rune of Spite, and you'll struggle to do damage against them. They are very unique in that. They are very unique in that respect. We didn't heal. For God's sake, I hate the bug. I hate this bug. I hate it with a passion. I hate this bug with a passion. That it made us take units because we have no money. Oh my God, what's he doing? Wait, this is the first time this has happened. Oh my God, this is the first time it's happened. Maybe delaying by 1 turn is genius. 1.3k and a trade agreement. Oh, maybe a 1 turn delay is huge. Because that's then sorted out of money issues. I can attack this guy on the outskirts of it, auto-resolve it, and then take Mount Goodbad easily. And obviously keep in mind this is on the hardest difficulty, so that's the toughest auto-resolve you can obtain, and then just occupy it now. Could have been a loot and occupy, actually. A loot and occupy wouldn't have been a terrible idea.
The Slayer in me seeks death.
The Slayer in me seeks death. Of course you do, Ungrim. To die in battle and all that. Good. Alright, how ballsy do I think I'm going to be? It's annoying, because if I had a little bit more money, I could go do this. But I'm actually going to walk over here, and I can see Azag. He's jumping to here. He's got a secondary army. We can deal with 2 armies. I'm not worried about that. But I'm going to need 2 more units. We're going to desperately need 2 more units. So what I'm going to need to do there is try and squeeze cash out somewhere.
What? Welcome, friends of the Dowie.
Let me think about this one. Sometimes you can get really good peace agreements. The goblins are doing a good job over there. I'm just surprised the vampires haven't come over to me. Okay, no deals here. The Skarsgård declare war is huge, honestly. Ooh, Clan Rictus. Would it ever be worthwhile declaring on you? Nah, honestly. The amount of hatred the Dowie would give me for that. I think everybody hates Sterling. How much do you give me, blood? 645. It's probably not worth it for the later game. Oh, it just means I can't afford. I can't afford if I do this. How stupid do I think I'm going to be? I'll win it. I'll be fine. I'll win it. I'm confident I can win that. As long as I recruit one over here. We are getting, obviously, a little bit of dollar bills here as well, so that should help.
Death Seeker.
Azek should probably jump over, I think. So we should, if we can deal with this, we should be able to 100% Age of Reckoning. I'm just relatively confident that the gyrocopters will have enough damage to just kill them all. Although it's super fun to play now. Yeah, I love him. Hate it when you meet Tarakan. Yeah, his Tarakan is an absolute nightmare to deal with most of the time. I mean, fun fact about dwarves, guys, they start growing their beards around 40 years old. Ah, shoot, he's doubled up. He didn't do that last time. He did not do that last time. Nice, we've actually met some Cathayans here. Get away with the dwarves until they fix the grudges. It's honestly not as bad. It's bad, but it's not super bad, but if you want to wait, fair enough. Because I think he's going to declare, he's going to siege me next turn.
A great adventure beckons.
We could get the settled grudges, but then we're going to completely screw ourselves by meeting loads of factions.
When you speak to me,
Oh, Miao Ying, perfect. Declare war on you, free money. I'm doing this only because of the fact that this guy has no settlements, and the people that I'm seeing over here, we will be generating grudges, but it shouldn't be as bad. We just need to sustain this growth. Dude, what is this game? I hate this growth. I hate this bug so much. We have enough money, and it's taking his attrition. Yeah, we have to stop that. It's so annoying that it's doing this. I'm sure they know about it. It's just if you don't have enough money for 2 turns, it gives you attrition for some reason. Said to be born with a beard. Oh, really? Who do I prefer against Skaven or Greenskins? Oh, easily Greenskins. Greenskins can't really do much against dwarves. Greenskins are really, really bad. How did you do, Raintime? How did you do with the vampires? Playing as who, matey? If you're playing as dwarves, you can just use gyrocopters to kill them. Set them up in a box, like a death box, between 4 gyrocopters, and you're fine. Yeah, I need to load back because for some reason it keeps bugging the money. Like it's so silly. If you don't have enough money for the turn afterwards, it penalizes you. Some of you will undoubtedly die. Well, quite a lot of you, I should think. But when that happens, you just make sure you take as many of those green-skinned groby scumbags with you as you possibly can. By Valea, yes. Belligar, that's not a good chant, mate. Like, that's not the vibes. Belligar, Iron Hammer. I wonder if I reduce my army size in this for Ungrim here. Because I am spending an awful lot of money. Is there anything else I can do to squeeze out cash? I really don't think there is.
Yes.
Such a shame.
Thou shalt treat me with
Thanks for entering your comment. Oh, handsome. No worries, man.
or die.
I'll always do my best. If I missed your questions as well, guys, do not hesitate to send it back, boys. You know, I'm here to help out as much as I can. Just going to declare war on Stirland just to see if that fixes it. This is more of a tester than anything. Because if we don't get replenishment, then we obviously won't be able to we'll be really in trouble. Oh, it's the Empire. Yeah, it can be pretty difficult. Honestly, the main thing with the Empire is just setting up death boxes in relation to your range units. You got to shoot them down or ignore them. Either you shoot them down or you ignore them is the way to deal with Vlad as the Empire. Belligar's your favorite Dwarf Lord. We'll be doing a Belligar epic start probably next. No 100%? No. 100%ing it early on is bait as Ungrim. Has it done it again? Hold on, boys. I think it's done it again.
A great adventure beckons. Be wary, though, for while the potential rewards are great, so
it's such a frustrating thing. So we need to save money. I might just demolish this then. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. It's not worth building that then. Pistoliers is actually a really good shout. If you don't have enough money to pay your army, shouldn't you lose troops? Sikian, I agree with what you're saying, but that it should only apply the turn after, because I still have treasury, but it's applying it a turn too early, which is actually a bug. It's a bug that currently exists that is basically applying the attrition from having no gold a turn too early, because what it's asking you to do is have the income for 2 turns instead of income for 1 turn, which is a bug. And hey, Axel. It's just a really annoying bug that exists right now. Especially for strategies like this. It makes it a lot harder. And the reason why Pistoliers and Outriders are really good for you homies as well is that Vlad has no armor. Vlad has no shield. So Vlad is very easy to kill because he has no shield, especially with ranged. But yeah, it's just the fact that there's 2... it's asking for 2 turns. So Sikian, you are completely correct in that. But the turn after, I should be taking money losses. Because you'll see that there'll be a symbol down here that's like, oh, by the way, you have no monies. And then at that point, you're like, oh, shoot, I have no money. How much does this give me? 600, we'll do that one then.
I am the Slayer King.
And then we do the Declare War again. Unless these guys, unless you would just give me money.
Welcome, friends of the Dowie.
Oh, almost. That's like 150. Deal, give me 150. Nice.
Fellow what is your message, Clan's Dwarf?
Yeah, some of the guys that like you will give you money.
Mighty!
So, who called? Yes? Lord of Maria.
Alright, so hopefully it's not applying it twice. I think that should be more than enough. We should have made enough money doing this one. Maybe we merge this or get rid of one of the Slayers. Hold on, what we could do. Have I made 2 of the Slayer items? Slayer Ward. Oh, perfect. Slayer Ward there. Slayer Ward here. That'll reduce my income as well. Beautiful. Can you wear a Slayer Ward as well? No, you have to be a Lord, right? Yeah. So double Slayer Lord as well. Right? Yep, beautiful. That should help. Now that should have done it. Why am I so broke? I'm trying to do a dual split start. Is it the start of the enemy's turn? No, it's the start of your turn because it's your economy. Can't go and use it? No, he's not a lord. Thought it was awesome. Oh, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. I'm really happy to hear that you guys really enjoyed the tournament. I had so much fun commentating it. But my voice even now is hurting because of the 10 hours commentary I did. And hey, Math.
How you doing, fellow Dowie?
One of the things I'll always remember is when Legend did a Skaven voice and I did a
has been issued, mighty lord.
Ooh, 5 grand, we might want to do that.
For while the potential rewards
it's
great,
unfortunate that I'm going to have to probably be forced to do that quest battle. As let me just check. I think Skarsnik should be about here.
Yes, Anad.
Almost certain he's around here. Yeah. Oh man, if we could have reached that, it'd be huge. Yeah, let's go do that quest battle, and we're going to have to. Unfortunately, we're forced into it because of the various bugs that we're experiencing, unfortunately. But it is what it is. Plus, this is going to be increasing my Age of Reckoning, but as long as I don't 100% it, it'll be fine. But then again, they're going to be fixing the Age of Reckoning anyway, so this what I'm doing here is perfect for any time. That was so funny, yeah. He did a fantastic job. Forced to do it because I need the money, Jorah. If I don't generate enough money here, then I won't be able to sustain the 2 split start that I have. Plus, it's going to be a ton of experience to give regiments of renown in my secondary army. Have I tried them yet? I have a lantern. I think we did a stream of them fairly recently, where we did a really good start as them. Dowie and Skaven Club was the job was great. Yeah, I mean, we didn't even prepare that. We just sort of did it because it felt right at the time. Because obviously he loves Skaven, I love dwarves. I think I tried to do a Skaven impression. He laughed at me and said it was really bad. And so he just started speaking like a Skaven, and I was like, all right, bet I'll start speaking like a dwarf then, lad. It was brilliant. And Potato, what's up, dude? Garden Walls is so useful as well as the Hunter Rancher at the same time. Yeah, the Garden of Walls gives you such good ability to put garrison units in there. Chat turned to Skaven. Yeah, Skaven don't exist, so we'll ignore that one. If I remember correctly, we're going to want to block and keep things protected here. Elevation is going to be key here, but we're going to get a bit of a death box going on here. As long as these guys are a little bit elevated. There's going to be a Dragoni coming in, so as long as we prepare ourselves for that, we should be okay. I'm going to do a little bit of an improvised dwarven box here. Especially because of the fact that we know what the quest battle entails. As long as Ungrim is doing his thing. So since these are the quarrelers, they can shoot over the dwarf warriors there, so I'm fine with that. Nice little improvised dwarven bunt.
For the Slayer King, wipe out the undead.
So I'm going to move you up. Rune of Wrath and Rune might get a lot of value here if they're stacked up like this. Wait, what are they doing? Take it. Right, we're baiting them out. And Potato, thanks for the raid, man. Appreciate you, bud. Right, we're going to get so much disgustingly good value here. Hold it back. Move the Slayers up to protect that side. Is that some cam race on the flank? It is. Just keep an eye on that. Garrigan in there. Man, these Slayers will cut down these guys like butter. Let's actually reposition for the dogs. The dogs will actually do a lot of damage to my Slayers, so I've got to be careful with that. Got to be really careful with that. Look at this beautiful firing line in the middle here. Just basically, we're just trying our best to give these guys as much room to breathe as possible. That's the main objective here, right? Overlord approaches, which is from this side, which means Ungrim needs to pull back. Ungrim and Garrigan start pulling back now. Like so. And then what we're going to be doing is... It's loads of bats, so let's try and reposition here now. Because the front line, everything holds. All of this, we hold here. No shadow of doubt in my mind, we hold. Probably shoot the Necromancer as well, and you go over here and help that. Dwarves are unbelievably strong, so I am not worried in the slightest way, shape, or form in relation to this fight. So let's start shooting the General here, shoot the bats, and then get the Slayers ready to fight here. So one over here, one behind. And then Ungrim is going to be ready to start firing on them as well. So the second he actually starts, the second he lands, honestly, I'm not too worried. Because we've got all the Slayers that we need to protect us here. Let's pull back one of the Slayers as well. Looks like the Dragoni is about to fear my wrath. Let's get Ungrim popping off. Dwarf Warriors coming back to the back line. Thunder is over here as well. Look at this damage, boys. Look at this damage. Slayer over here as well. Thunderers start papping away. So another classic case of just understanding what value is, what they have that's good on their army, and just utilizing the threats that you have to deal with them. Beautiful. That guy's crumbling. You're dead. And now Garrigrim's going to be perfect to move over here, so I'm actually just going to click him over here now. The reason I'm clicking him there, because I want him to get into this. This will regenerate no matter what. So this is a mistake a lot of people make as well, is they'll try and attack whatever's in the front. What I want him to do is just run towards the front here. Because as we know, he's got a really good ability for this. So as he starts running towards him, I'm going to attack this unit over this side, because he'll have sort of a little bit more of an accelerated charge, which is what we want. So he's going to keep trying his best, even shoot this, trying to attack this guy. Because right now, he's actually not taking any damage, and he's regenerating his Hurricane of Death, which is exactly what we need, right? That's perfect. That is a near enough best case scenario. General's getting crushed. Garrigrim's doing his best now. And then now we're out of friendly fire radius, so let's start use his ability. Let's chop through all these guys. Absolutely smoke everything that's nearby. We've evaded friendly fire, we've killed the General. And this is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And obviously we're fighting on elevation as well, so all of our dudes over this side are doing a fantastic job. Let's make sure we're shooting in things that will actually have balance of power, so let's check cam race over here. We don't have magical attacks, unfortunately, but obviously just the sheer level of damage will do. So once the cam race have been murdered, we'll be fine. Just shoot over this side. Shoot into the Black Knights. And then beautiful. Couple more volleys and it's game. Yeah, nice. move back and forth when they're undecided what to do. Yeah, it definitely seems that way. It's better than the AI just going really wide formation and just doing nothing. Much prefer that. So that's the 5,000 we needed. That's our item as well. Love that. Absolutely love that. And we can take a lot of replenishment from that too. Should be more than okay. Right. More pizza? Margarita. These. Yeah, boys, we're going to get a pizza in. It's a bank holiday after all, boys. It's important to get a pizza. It's good for morale. It is good for morale. Right. So we can see this Slayer situation. Garagrim, it's such a unit. I love Garagrim. A Bugman's pizza, if only. Cheeky little Bugmans. Are there vampire slayers in lore? Yes. I mean, one of the things with the dwarves is you have slayers for everything. Like, there is a slayer pretty much for everything you can think of. If we get replenishment, it probably would be a better idea. But we have Garagrim, so I'm going to execute that. Just the only unfortunate thing is now, obviously, we've met a lot of greenskins over here, so that's going to scale up our Age of Reckoning for the next time by a lot. So if I was to make an estimation, it'll be like 8,000 or so. But like I said, this video should be utilized for, you know, a long period of time, not just until they fix the grudges. I wanted to make sure that to do what you would do normally, if that makes sense. Just making sure to demonstrate this one. We're also going to go into the Great Green Nemesis, because I want 1 strength for my army. Let's have a look at my Slayers she has yet. We can see that we've got 5 Slayers, so I would say I would probably deem that worthwhile. Buff up my army. It's one of the core concepts you always want to make sure you're doing, is buffing your army up. Right? Your army buffs are more important than everything else. So this is the army that I expected to see, but wasn't here. So Skarsnik might have a couple of armies here. So if we sit here and recruit over here, what I can do is get the RRR in there. We won't be able to recruit, but that's fine. One of them is going to attack us, so we'll see. I just want to make sure to fight them outside the raiding camp. And since we've got... I'll try and get 2 recruits in there. Probably won't be able to. We've unlocked the Forge now, but the only thing we care about specifically is this bad boy here. Just need 500 Earth Gold. And then on the next tier 2 we obtain, we'll secure that one. And we just need to make sure to get a pit, gold mining pit in there. Because the thing that we've done is obviously through the tech we've got the 10 growth. And I don't really have the money right now to afford growth. That's one of the biggest things that you always need to remember, right? Is if I get growth in my army, if I get growth everywhere, can I actually afford to start doing it? Can I afford to use that growth? Right now, I really don't have the money to do so. So I'm going to put some more gold everywhere because we're losing a lot of money over here. But we should be in a decent position once we've dealt with both the sides to do this. I'm going in encampment purely because I need the leadership and melee defense, because then that scales up my dwarf warriors even more to 52. As you can see, it's pretty nutty alongside of Axe Lord there. Getting obviously his weapon is going to help a lot, as this gives us a ton of ward save, gives us just a bunch of things that's going to be super beneficial to us, especially the melee defense. We can also jump in with the Slayer's Axe. I mean, it's not the best thing in the world, but it's better than nothing, I suppose. Yeah. I mean, is there anything... No, I don't think there'd be anything we'd want to create. I mean, what will happen... What I'm expecting to happen here is we're going to get siege from Azag, which is okay. What I'm expecting over here is potentially getting attacked by this guy. If it's Skarsnik as well, we'll know that we can retreat, so we should be fine there. So we'll end the turn here. Are the Slayers for Dwarf? Yeah. Growth is the Slayer of Dwarves. Insight in how to pronounce Hoshland. That's what Legend said. So we're actually double attacked here. They've double attacked it and then gone straight for the attack. We're defending a settlement, so this should be more than okay. This is actually a reproducible one as well. So oftentimes, since he thinks he has the advantage, that this is reproducible and that he does it every time. And he hasn't warged yet, which is perfect. So this should be okay, because we can dissect up their army. Hiring Dwarf Warriors and not Slayers, you shame your ancestors. I know I do. But early game, this is the best thing you can do. It is very much shaming your ancestors, but it is honestly the most effective thing you can do. So, you know. We're out here trying to be as min-maxy as we can. As I'm just trying to make sure that we're utilizing the best units where possible. Because Slayers are a lot more expensive, and unless it's with Ungrim specifically, they don't really have as much value as you'd potentially hope for. Wow, only coming at 3 angles, and then there's obviously these guys over here. Yeah, I think this is probably won just by this. This should be really easy to defend. Like, the more and more I see this, the more I'm just thinking to myself, this should be so free to defend. So we're going to put the gyrocopters on the left side here. Mainly because of the fact that we're going to get the bombing run over, kill the rock lobbers. Life will be good there. Get the Dwarf Warriors to hold the line here. Obviously, have very minimal range capabilities. I'm going to go with a tier 2 tower here. Mainly because of the fact that I think it's going to get the most value, especially since we can create chokeholds there. We're also looking at probably putting Slayer here, excuse me, Dwarf Warrior here. And then what we'll do is just have a look at what we've got left. I'm just going to say all of my reinforcement guys should be sitting here. And then if they get close enough, you can start throwing the blasting charges there. We've got, obviously, the Lord, so we're going to need to match where Azag is to ensure that we can kill him. So we'll do this, and then the engineer should be sitting up on top of here. So we've obviously dedicated quite a lot of troops onto that side. But now over here, what we're going to want to do is get you up here. I would rather you weren't a thin provision, because otherwise you'll struggle. And then I think to myself now, probably the smartest thing to do is just try and figure out where we want to go with this Slayers, because main thing for today is just trying to leverage the fact that my gyrocopters can kill pretty much every threat that they have. We'll kill the rock clobber, and then we'll kill Azag afterwards. We do have a bit of a weakness on this left flank here, so we'll try and move you guys over now. They're going to try and hit the gates, which is expected, which is fine. Going to go with a bit of a right flank here. A little bit of a doozy. And then go around this way. Just to avoid shots, because obviously they're going to be trying to chase us here. We're going to run into these archers here, as just them being in skirmish mode will allow us to crush them really quickly. Looks like the goblin rock lobbers are going to be a bit more of a nuisance to deal with for now. Due to the trolls being over here, let's put the Slayers there. And then what we're going to do is go out of fire of the spiders, turn around, and just completely smoke them, because we've got fire at will. If they come back, I'm not bothered, but we just want to rout these guys as quick as we can, because we need to deal with the rock lobber here. So we're all about making sure that we're getting small wins here and there. If I can avoid losing any entities, it's obviously ideal. It might be worthwhile pulling this guy out and then just going around. Great. Got a really nice solid defensive line here now. We can do a bombing run, honestly, on the catapults to stop it for the tower from breaking, or the gates from breaking. I'm looking most likely at a tower location, honestly over here, because I've deployed the least amount of troops. That makes the most sense to me. Let's get group 1 over here. What's my least favorite faction? Honestly, I honestly don't hate any of the factions, really. They all have their own unique elements. I think the faction that I hate that I find the least enjoyable might be Norska, because they haven't had an update for like 8 years. Or their roster hasn't been updated in 8 years. It's probably easiest to say them. Right, let's kill Azag now. Let's put up a barricade as well. Now I'm going to put the Slayers over this side. Yeah, it's a shame they haven't had much love in recent times. I love Norska as well. Like, I really, really like playing Norska. And the crazy thing is, they're still a relevant faction to this day. Like, Norska is still good in multiplayer, which is crazy to think about. Alright. Let's keep shooting Annoyingly, the tower is going to be doing a lot of damage to us here because we've lost control of it. But thankfully, we've wrestled it back, which means we can move up without too much hassle here. This is just the reason why the... Wait, how the hell did you get up here? Just the reason why there's so much strength in it. Right. Azag's almost dead. Who's lost the most ammunition? Can we reach from there? No. And then what we'll probably want to do is a bombing run on the other army. Would be probably the smartest thing to do, yep. From a balance of power perspective, it shall prevail. As the dwarf warrior will kill you. Do that there. Run away from all their archer threats now. And then just utilize the fact that we've got a lot of availability of barricades and whatnot on this side. Can't reach, but the towers should start killing them. Lots a few gyrocopters here and there, but I'm okay with that. We might want to kill this. We'll do a little drive-by over here, actually. No, drive-by here, 100%. I'm glad I spotted this. The trolls will just completely crush all the infantry over there because they'll just drain tankers. Unless the slayers are nearby. I did send some slayers over, didn't I? I'm certain I told some slayers to come over here. Ah, yeah, they're here. Let's pull them down now. Pull the slayers down, reposition, kill those trolls. Because these guys are taking ages to come over. They're taking absolutely ages. Can use this campaign? What have I've just started it today. But Ungrim's had a lot of changes if you're meaning specifically the campaign. Now, let me pull the blasting charges back, as I'm not getting any value from being there. Okay. Nice, so the shaman's going to get killed there. This gate's destroyed, which means on not this flank, the other flank. As long as I'm controlling the towers, we should be fine there. We'll kill everything. Thorgrim's skill line. Yeah, it was a welcome change, but it's not going to do too much. But honestly, I still think that Thorgrim needs a little bit more love, especially since he's the High King. You know, you'd expect the literal High King to be a bit more powerful than him. Let's upgrade that to cannons. It should do a lot more damage. All right, let's rotate over here now. Do you know what? I'm gonna finish my food over here. I thought about it. We're gonna finish our food over here. We need to get these guys out because I need to utilize the gyrocopters to stop all the pressure here because these guys will not handle it by themselves. Nice. So the main goal is to make sure that we're killing as many of them as possible. It's a classic case of just ensuring that you're positioning your army into the most effective place possible. So I really don't want you on the walls anymore. Because they're big uns, but... Fun fact about big uns, they all have anti-large. Every orc inventory that has big in its name has some form of anti-large in it. It's one of the things I love most about it. It is one of the things that I love the most about them. Guys, do you happen to remember what greenskin buffs happened? As I know certain greenskins got buffed, but what was the buffs? Does anybody remember? Nice, beautiful cannon hit there. Beautiful cannon hit. I'm going to upgrade it to the bigger barricade. I'm going to let them walk through, I don't mind. If they want to walk through, they're more than welcome to. I'm going to do a bombing run here with this first one. Bombing run. Is this a scrap buff? Yeah, makes sense. Alright, first bombing run coming through, because these guys are stacked up beautifully for me. As we can see. Extra benefits from the war meter as well. Okay, that's pretty good. Mate, greenskins will be an absolute terror in head-to-heads then. Absolute terror in head-to-heads. Nice, this has been built now. Okay, the second rotation of units coming through. Second bombing run. Make sure, obviously, we're utilizing the alt move to ensure that the units are where we need them to be. I should have delayed that one slightly. That's my bad. And we'll probably need to make sure that we're on the towers there as well. Alright, let's have a look over here. Yeah, they've not moved. Classic. We've stopped them from doing what they wanted to do, which was destroy the gate, but we already intercepted that, so they're struggling to know what to do. Absolutely classic at that. Beautiful damage. Okay, we got some stragglers in the army, but that's okay. Let's pull the slayers back now. I'm not too worried about it. The tower's going to keep shooting. Beautiful. We can trade 1-for-1 here. I don't mind trading blows, as long as the cannon's shooting into them. Otherwise, we're putting it a little bit on risk. Making it a little bit risky for no reason otherwise. Kill all these guys. Slayer to come kill you. No, let's just bring over these guys just in case to stop these arc arrows from doing that. Love to see that. Love to see that.
You have shamed your ancestors, my brethren. No shaming your ancestors here.
Yeah, start doing the bombing runs. It's DC, doesn't it? Yeah, it's crashed. I wonder if it's something to do with clicking terrain where you can't actually go onto. Does make me wonder. That really does suck, though. That was such a good siege. But that was basically the siege in a nutshell, right? That right there was basically the siege in a nutshell. And how you should do it. But we'll just auto-resolve it now. I don't want to do it again. Just to make sure that we're demonstrating how it's possible and what you need to do. That is the thing that I'm trying to do, right? Trying to demonstrate the value. Like, I don't want them to destroy a tower. Please do it again. And this time, don't let them cap. Yeah. It is funny how little things like that in sieges can make the AI struggle a lot. But we'll auto-resolve it now. I don't think it's going to kill both the armies, though. Normally, auto-resolve means everything's dead, but I wouldn't have expected the amount of units that fight me to lose in a pure auto-resolve. Yeah, a bit of a shame. As Zinch wills it, the game crashed, but hey-ho. As Zinch indeed wills it. Should be fine, though. But like I said, the only worry is obviously that the fighting question. I think it might scale us up to 100% on the Age of Reckoning, though. The annoying thing with Ungrim is you literally can't use the 100%er. Like, the army you gain from it, the only place you can take it is Lad. And that's a death sentence early on. That is a genuine death sentence, so the only way you can really get value from it is if you try and bring it towards Skarsnik, but by then you should have killed him. You know, by then you should have enough resources to do so. So yeah, 3, 4, 8.
Demon Slayer.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I'm getting a lot of really, really weird crashes every now and again. I don't know why. Go to the Center of Pinnacles? Yeah, not a terrible idea, but then what would this army do? Normally that's what you want this army to do next. Dude, that's such a worse auto-resolve now. Yeah, I didn't think it'd kill everything. They're just going to re-siege, aren't they? Oh, it's such a pain in the nuts. Yeah, I'll have to load it back. It was such a shame because the siege, we were crushing them as well. Before I decided to crash. But sometimes around the settlement, I do actually crash a lot. Yeah, it's not worth it. I'll fight it again, boys, don't worry. Oh, what I'm thinking about doing, guys, is a couple multiplayer games, if you guys are interested. What I want to try and do for next tournament is get a better understanding of how it all works. You know, learn a few things here and there. And as part of doing that, I think it's going to be valuable for me to do a bit of multiplayer and maybe get coached as well. Right, we'll defend it again. We can probably fast forward it. I know exactly where to put my stuff. Your boy knows where to put his units, so I'm not too worried about it. As long as I get the Dwarf Warriors on the reinforcing side, and obviously the rest of my troops on the other side, should be fine. We could lower the difficulty, in fairness. Just for the sake of this one, yeah, I'll do that. That's fine. Because I just want to make sure... Because it's one of those things, right, where... Am I stupid? I can't remember for my... There you go. For the sake of making this as short as possible... Oh, I've said the word. Basically, to make this as small and as condensed as possible to give you guys the amount of information that you need to be successful in your campaigns. Yeah, I want to try and condense it as much as I can, but there's obviously a couple things I can't help in relation to that.
Die gloriously.
There you go. I knew you guys would say that. What do you guys like, eh? What are you guys like? So, is there any questions you boys have, right? Is there any questions you wonderful, wholesome hunks have in regards to this campaign start so far? Because I want to make sure that I answer it as quick as I can.
Demon Slayer.
Right. Yeah, we 100%ed it, unfortunately, but... It seems so strange that I'm sitting here like, oh, unfortunately I 100%ed Age of Reckoning.
Yes.
But I know it's only going to screw me, that's the problem.
What?
How do I get your beard and dwarf voice for my campaign? Practice. And with the beard thing, it grows on me, so... Yeah, I think killing him before he gets a chance to heal up is going to be important. Which the problem there is that we've gone 600 over, so we've gone 20% over the grudge, which means we're probably in trouble. But, should be okay. Should have gotten a lot of cash from that too. Alright, Skarsnik is here. 900. I actually don't want to fight that yet. It's so annoying. I really don't want to fight him yet because of the Age of Reckoning. So I'll sit inside the settlement and hope he sieges me for one turn. We'll see. I can't risk spending money though. Could go rat poison because getting more replenishment is going to be nice. Yeah, defensive building reductions as well. I'm going to be happy with that. Wow, Karakadrin is having a rebellion. Unless I do one less tax, it's fine. And yeah, I did, don't worry. I put the difficulty back. I mean, it's one of those things where you saw within the siege, I showed exactly how you should play it, so... yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm assuming Skarsnik will siege me. I'd be very hard pressed to see him not. But the Age of Reckoning is going to occur. I do wonder if delaying it at this point would be a good idea. I doubt it though, because I've got so many grudges in front of me. So Skarsnik will have 100% sieged me. Yep, gonna have to make sure to win this army as soon as possible. So there's no intentions. Like, this is the problem, like I said, with this army. Like, I right now would want to go and move you, but I can't. So I'll do this, jump over here, jump over here. I mean, Skarsnik's army is not that good. We can cover this settlement if he tries to go for it. This is obviously walled, so he can't attack it because he's just a necromancer. And then obviously we can go over here. We'll fight it because otherwise we could take too much casualties. Going past grudges is bad because A, you don't have the grudges available for the next Age of Reckoning, and B, it scales up your Age of Reckoning quite a lot. But with the way that they're changing the grudges, if you're watching this in like a couple of weeks' time, I imagine what I'm saying is not important anymore. So just kill as many things as you can. No worries, bud. Oh, sorry, I need to go group 1 on these guys. Honestly, I'm pretty sure my gyrocopters alone probably will solo the majority of this fight. Yes, judging from what their army composition is. Just move up towards their archers. Like so. They're going to be skirmished, so we'll just keep on distracting them like this. So I should be able to avoid being damaged by the archers as long as I'm using one of them to skirmish and the other 3 to fire. So I just need to move you up like this, and they're going to run away. And I think the triple shot should rat the other one as well. So this is utilizing the fundamentals of how the AI function as well, and why the gyrocopters are so effective. Right. Yep. Now same again. Let's move over here. Run towards the archers. Kill the general next, and then we're going to dowry box now. Set up a very quick dowry box. This is the bane of any dwarf. This is the bane of any orc existence.
You don't shame your ancestors.
Yeah, ain't nothing the orc can do against that. I'll tell you that for free. Absolutely nothing they're going to do against this now. Let's go the general. And now you guys see why gyrocopters are so broken. They are so good. All they have to do is reduce the ammunition count, honestly. To make it balanced again, they just need to reduce the ammo count. If I'm going to be honest. That is the only thing that makes them imbalanced right now. Or unbalanced. It's just the fact that they have too much ammunition. But if you gave them as much ammunition as the brimstone ones, they would be too bad. So you gotta be, I'd say reduce them by 20% and they'll be probably balanced again. If I'm honest. In my humble opinion. We'll double drop bombs as well. And pull back. And then just keep on shooting. I should have saved the ammunition for the flanks here. That was a bit of a troll by me, but it's not too bad honestly in the grand scheme of things. You know, I'm only going to save a few models here, but it should be fine. Yeah, they're honestly unbelievably powerful. It's crazy. Gyrocopters are so strong right now. In every dwarf campaign, if you have the availability of a tier 2 settlement, build gyrocopters, pretty much. Is it a good thing to be at war with a lot of factions when it comes to accumulating grudges? In the current iteration, not really, no. Later on, it'll be fine. Because grudges scale with all the factions that you know of, but they're changing it to be relative to your own terrain around you. So, yeah, declare war as many people as you want. But getting used to gyrocopters in general is just, you know, alt move them when you want to do the bomb drops, and just make sure that you're just constantly moving them in positions where they're going to be okay, because even one archer can really kill them quickly, so you got to be really careful. Trollhammer gyros? Yeah, that would be insane. The Trollhammers are really, really good right now. They are really, really good. But as you can see, we only lost 62 when we killed a lot of troops here. The Slayers are only specifically bespoke to kill any cavalry that they have. The Gyrocopters can kill... The reason why these guys are good is their bonus versus everything. They can kill literally everything. Do you know what? I'll keep that for now because I need the money. And we'll put gold in there for the Earth Gold. And then look at this. So we've gone all the way up to 9,000 grudges. So I've tripled my grudges. And that's the problem. Like I said, if you're watching this in a couple weeks' time, you won't need to worry about that. But right now, that exists. Hey, Midford. Right now, that's just a mechanic that's existing here now. What we could do is we could auto-resolve this one. 'Cause we can get 9,000 grudges. So we've gone all the way up to 9,000 grudges. So I've tripled my grudges. And that's the problem. Like I said, if you're watching this in a couple weeks' time, you won't need to worry about that. But right now, that exists. Hey, Midford. Right now, that's just a mechanic that's existing here now. What we could do is we could auto-resolve this one. But if I take a look at what's behind him, since we didn't have to fight the main army to begin with, if I auto-resolve that and then take a lot of losses, I'm going to be in trouble. So once I deal with this army, I deal with the second army. This, in my eyes, is the start in a really good spot. Like, in my perspective, this is what would put you guys into a situation that sets you up for success in the campaigns that you try. Yeah. Once you've dealt with Skarsnik, you literally have 0 threats now. You have all the resources that you need. The next fundamentals is just basically utilizing Slayers and Ungrim. Once you can scale towards the Doomseekers and use the big Slayers as well. Building your secondary army with just Dwarf Warrior frontline is fine. If you would rather have, which is not a problem, if you'd rather have a more conventional Dwarven start, go into locking shields and build more Dwarf Warriors, honestly. Generally no harm in it. Yeah, my box is definitely way too big here, but need to be careful for the Fanatics, so I'm going to position accordingly for any of the Fanatics, and we'll utilize my garrison here as the first row of defense. Since we don't have a gyrocopter, which is really, really, really unfortunate, having one in Ungrim's army would make my life so much easier against him. I'll send my runesmith up, see what we can do. If I can send my runesmith up and do some damage here, we might be able to do enough damage for them to be like, I hate these guys, I'm going to go and attack them. So Ungrim is going to do a great job of killing the Spider, so is the Thunderer, so is the Slayers, so that's what we need to make sure to do. I don't know why these guys have stopped, but we're moving close enough now to get them interested in moving towards me, which is exactly what we want. And I stop for it. Nice. Let's go ahead and grab this one. I'm going to reposition and make sure everything is happy in a second, but I want to make sure to bring units back. Oh, let's keep them interested, actually. Yeah, there you go. So a classic case of just baiting the AI, really. As long as something is close enough to them, they'll try and attack it. And as you see, these are the closest, but we'll slow it down now. We're getting to get ready for shooting the Spider here. I'm going to turn the line here. As you can see, I'm actually going to move my range line up now. Start shooting the Spider. Get Ungrim ready. Ungrim and Garagrims need to be ready to start hitting the Spider as well, alongside the Slayers. This Spider's going to die very, very quickly, I suspect. This is the reason why you should never be too worried about him. Never be too worried about him. I can't stack because of the Fanatics. We'll buff the speed, we'll buff the melee attack as well at the same time. Get these guys to, yeah, look at that 95 melee attack there. And then look at that. Bye-bye, Arachnarch Spider, dead already. So yeah, that's the thing that you're normally having to worry about. No worries now. I'm going to let the front row of the garrison hold the line for the Fanatics. That's what we'll do to begin with. I'm going to make sure this unit right here is fully dead, because this is the War General. If the War General dies, that means then the entirety of the war is dead. So the fun fact there, it's a really useful thing to remember. You Fanatics, crap your Fanatics. I gotta pull up them. I gotta pull up the rest of the line before they start using Fanatic-y things.
For the Ancestor Gods!
Beautiful. I'm just a little bit afraid of their range into the back here, so I'm gonna pull back a little bit actually. We might have really favourable terrain at least.
Ungrim Iron Fist!
Go on, lad. Get in there. Overcast. Yeah, so here's the Fanatics that we expected. Did a lot of friendly fire, thankfully for us. So I'm just going to make sure they're 25%, their health is lowered by 25%. Because if they have less than 25% HP, they can't use their Fanatic ability anymore. Come on, Garagrim, get in there. Start beating up Skarsnik, lad. Get the Slayers up now, actually. I'm not bothered. The War is actually quite relatively... The War is relatively small here, so I don't need to worry too much. Skarsnik's in a really bad spot because we're actually able to do double damage to him. So basically what happens in this scenario is Look at this, what? Another fanatic ability there. Since we went on elevation, it stopped their fanatics from being really useful. So another little small tidbit, leveraging the fact that they have really bad elevation, which means their fanatics can't do their damage very well. So little things like that will always add up. Let's go for the archers now. I'm going to avoid the fact that this exists. It's obviously a really bad melee line. Oh my goodness, I forgot to pay attention to my runesmith. He'll come back, it's fine. Let's get Ungrim over here. He will carve a path indeed. And once again, we'll do the same thing. Just get him in, surrounded by as many blobs, entities as we can. The goal here. As long as he's surrounded by as many of the buggers as possible, let's start chopping away. Get his lawnmower out. Get the slayers back there. Take them off guard mode because I want them to actually go and do damage. Ungrim's absolutely crushed everything around the area, which is beautiful. The garrison units are struggling. Hey, shuts. Garrison units are really struggling, but we'll start getting shots into here now. Once the runesmith is back, I'm going to cast normally here. I'm not going to overcast anymore because it's too much of a risk. But the slayers will be fine now dealing with these. Orc Arrow Boys, 20% of 90. They actually will probably survive, so let's kill a few entities there if we can. Get you guys in there. Let's spread out now. Let's get the slayers over here. Let's get Ungrim over here as well. Let's kill Starsnick as well, it'd be huge. And we're going to want to wrap a Rune in 50 there. Starsnick will get killed very quickly. Right, that's dead now. It's below 20% HP, or 20% low. Isn't it 10? If you're losing, it's 20. If you've lost, you need to... 20% of your units need to survive. If you won, it's 5%. So always remember that. It's a really good thing to remember. I'm going to take off guard mode and chase now. I need to kill as many of them as possible. The Slayers should do a really good job of killing, as they've got a lot of speed. Annoyingly, they're still on guard mode. Yeah, great job with the backline there, just enabling them to get damage off. Oops, forgot to chase them with the Slayers. What unit are you chasing? Skulkers? Yeah, that's definitely worth chasing then. We'll chase them off to the end of the earth. Thought it was lower than 10% to wipe a losing unit. No, it was 20%. Yeah, you don't need to do as much chasing as that. Because you'll see, I'll prove it. So where is, like, that's so tricky. So this is the War. So this is going to prove it, right? This is the War army, right? And 12? Obviously, nah, that's too much. That's less than, that's like 8%, so it's not going to prove it at all. Is there anything that's still alive that's we can get to roughly 20%? Yeah, that'll do it. Boom. Best Slayer Lord trait. Good question. There's so many. It depends what you want. Depends what you need. Depends what the facilitation and the niche you need. The 50% physical resistance against non-demon armies is really nice. Yeah, you'll see that most of those units will be dead. But it's 20%, lads. It is 20%. Do you know if Crisis armies get bonus stats? I thought Dwarf versus Dwarf yesterday, and their dude's just murdering mine. Yes, the armies get a very big leadership bonus as far as I'm aware. So yeah, these Slayers, all these Slayers should be dead. I'm assuming these guys will die as well, because they've gone below the threshold. But it is 20%. I've debated that topic a lot on stream over the 3 years of streaming. But it has been included as 20%. As I did a lot of testing for it. Yeah, you can see there. Dead. Right. Let's get replenishment. And you can see here as well, the War guy has died too. So yeah, the War army's died too. Which is what we wanted. Because we got the War army specifically low enough.
I am the Slayer King.
I actually do have availability of a gyrocopter in this army now. So let me go ahead and merge you. And put the gyrocopters in. I don't think these gyrocopters are that amazing. But they'll help an awful lot. Let me just merge you guys. Well, merge you guys. And then just get probably a flame cannon, maybe. Nah, the grudge throwers probably will do more. Because I think by the time they get to 200 range, you know, you're already in a little bit of trouble. I'm going to attack this army as well. Because I want to pull this other army in. Should be fine, because